Hi everyone, this is Ibiyo Ye Unikekpe. You could call me Ikekpe Mama. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Today I'll be talking about marriage. I'm going to take the case study of my parents. They're going to be celebrating their 40th wedding anniversary on the 16th of April. Okay, so a fruit of a 40 years old marriage. So in this, I coupled together my siblings. I have four siblings, but I took the girls out of us, and this is because we have had longer relationships with our parents. So I coupled together my siblings and myself to talk about my parents' marriage, 40 years, what we've experienced, what it is like to grow in the stickable home. Then what we feel, what we've learned, our experiences about their marriage, their life, and how we are using those experiences in our own marriages. I hope you sit back, listen, and enjoy this video. Ciao.
Hello, my name is Omobolanle Adeyemo, popularly called Omobi. I mean, everybody knows me as Omobi. Anyway, so I'm the third of four children. Yeah, I'm the second to the last born. I like to call myself, I like to say that I'm the baby girl because I have two older sisters and a younger brother. Yeah, so I'm the third of four. Yeah, and I'm part of the popularly known Stickable family. Yeah, and I am the immediate younger sister to Onikepe Adeyemo, who has requested that we do this and share some things about being a member of the Stickable family, which would be 40 years in April. Wow, this is huge! 40 years. Okay, let's go on. Yeah, so let's go on. Um, okay, what do I think has sustained my family or my parents' marriage? I would say one thing I think that has sustained my parents' marriage is just knowing that the perseverance and continuity. Just knowing that they have each other, they have to stay to make it work, and there's absolutely nothing they can do to leave each other because even though yeah, yeah, that's what I would say. Um, that's one thing I would think that has sustained them over the years, and being able to tolerate and sustain them over the years, and being able to tolerate and manage each other's flaws and strengths, being able to work together with their strengths, work together with their flaws, and yeah, I think that's what I would say has sustained their marriage, and just understanding that okay, Mama Sticker, it is you I have. Papa Sticker, it is you I have. There's nobody else in this whole world that I can do life with aside you. You understand? Yeah. So I think that is one thing I would say that has sustained my parents' marriage. Yeah. So I would say continuity and perseverance. Just knowing that they have each other, they have nowhere else to go to, and they just have to make it work, whatever it is they see and whatever it is they face. And I think another thing is the choice that they made to stay with each other. When they took their marital vows, they were like, I'm going to love you till death. You understand? So I think they're still maintaining that choice to stay with each other till the end of their lives. Yeah. So I would not say that they are I will not say that a marriage is a marriage of bliss because no marriage really is a marriage of bliss. Every marriage has gone through their ups and downs, you understand? But I would say that their marriage is a marriage that was close to perfect, not perfect. Yeah. So on a scale of 1 to 10, I would give it 65. I'll give it 70, which I think it's okay and it's fair enough. You understand? So I would not say it's perfect, and I would not say it's bliss to 10 over 10 because there were some mistakes they made. There were some things that they shouldn't have done and all of that. Yeah. So, and the weaknesses of a phlegmatic. My dad is very patient, very, very. My dad is sort of laid back. My dad could be very complacent. Yeah, but my mom is up and doing. My mom is a go-getter. My mom is somebody who wants to get something done and she does it. She's a risk taker. and all of that. So their temperaments were able to balance it when there are goals to be met. And it tells my dad tells my mom about it, you understand? Knowing his kind of person, my mom is the one that would ginger him to ensure that he gets it done and all of those. Yeah, so that's how their temperaments or their personalities were able to help each other. Yeah, I remember when we wanted to move in our new house. We wanted to start living in our own house. I haven't lived in a government quarters for a long time in our lives, in our growing up years, and my dad was like, okay, this is the next thing to achieve as a family. And my dad was like, he just like sort of like put the plans on hold, didn't make any effort. It was sort of dragging his feet and all of that. And my mom was the one that put things. She ensured that she called the architect, she called the engineer, she called people she called the QS, she called people that should start the foundation of the house running. Understand? And she gave a specific date that regardless of where this house is completed to, the lintel level, the first floor level, regardless of whatever it looks like, we are moving into this house at this particular point in time. You understand? And we're able to achieve it. And that really helped our finances as a family, because we're not paying bills, you understand? So these are the ways I saw that has really helped as a take a step back and like, okay, no, we shouldn't do this now. He's able to how would I put it? He's able to understand or to analyze. It doesn't take moves immediately. He wants to be sure that he's doing the right thing. You understand? Like my mom, who is a get going, you understand? So in cases where there are things that need to be done, you understand, he is able to say, okay, no, we should do this, but let's look at it this way. Let's be patient enough to understand the risk, the challenges, the everything that entails in this particular journey, you understand? Another thing I would say is that yeah, my mom is very choleric. She can get really angry, you understand? She can get really angry. So she's sort of she's sort of blowing very hot. She can blow very hot. You understand? And this sort of like affected when they are communicating and all of that. I remember a particular situation where they were both having a quarrel, and my dad was really patient, trying to understand. And at some time, he just ignored her and just left her. And I was sitting in the dining room, and I was watching them. I was not necessarily watching them. I was busy. I was cooking. You get so, but I saw what was going on, and you get, and because their conversations got heated, and my mom threw their conversations was coming from the corner of the house where their rooms were. You understand? Their rooms are sort of like divided. You get? They have their own passage and all of that. You get? So it's a different part of the house. So it was coming from that corner. You get? And it got into our own corner. It passed our own corner of the rooms. It got into the sitting room, the kitchen, and all of that. You get? So and because I was in the kitchen area, and that was where they stopped. You get? And my mom threw a bowl of cornflakes to my dad's face, reading, and like threw it to his face. And in my mind I was like, what, Mastika, this has gone too far. No, you shouldn't do that. You get that. What did my dad do? My dad just took the newspaper. He called me from where I was. He said, Omobi, please pack up this table. And I cleared the dining table, and I saw him walk into his room, and then he came out of the room and he went out. You get? And in the evening when he came back, he was like, Omobi, did you see what happened? And I was like, yes, daddy, I saw it. I was like, just be careful. You understand? When you get married, and don't provoke your husband, you understand, to ensure that you use the right words and all of that. I'm not saying that a man should use that opportunity to hit you. No man should hit you, but don't don't put a man in the position where he would be tempted to hit you. You understand that? So I picked that as a lesson in my own home. You understand? Even when we have quarrels with my husband, I don't get to that extent where I do the things that would provoke anybody. And you understand? And as much as we tell men not to hit women, we should also tell women not to provoke their men to anger. You understand? So I think that's one of the things I learned from them. Yeah, so that's one of the ways I would say that their temperament sort of like my mom is blowing out. Their temperament sort of like complement each other. You understand? Yeah, so let's see. What lessons have I learned from their 40 years, which I've carried into my home? So that is one thing I just mentioned just now. You understand? Not ensuring that I don't provoke any, not just even my husband, even my children. I don't want to provoke people. I don't want to do things that would cause people to. I don't provoke even myself. I don't provoke my sisters. I try not to provoke people. You understand? Because when you provoke people and you tell them not to react, it is wrong. You understand? So that's one thing I have carried into my home. Another thing I've carried into my home is ensure that I do the things I want to do. I'm not complacent with myself. I think I took some sort of complacency from my dad. Some people see me as being up and doing. I'm very decisive, which is very true. But I saw the effect of those things, and I saw how it can affect you if you don't do the things you're supposed to do. If you don't do the opportunities that you're supposed to. If you don't get the opportunities you're supposed to meet. I always share that my dad had an opportunity to relocate, not to relocate, to stay in the UK as a citizen or as a permanent resident in the UK. But somehow his complacency led him to coming back to Nigeria and not giving us second options as a family. You understand? And I understand that the country was good at that time and there was really no reason. But there are some times that you have to make some decisions, not just for yourself or for your entire family, you understand, or for the people that are coming behind you, you understand. Just when there's an opportunity to do it, don't second guess this thing, especially when it is an opportunity that doesn't hurt you, or doesn't hurt you, you understand. There's nothing wrong in doing that, you understand. So he had those opportunities but he didn't make use of them. So for me, it made me very decisive. I ensure that I take opportunities as fast and as much as I can. You understand? I don't lose opportunities. It is, if I lost an opportunity, it is just because I chose not to, not be, and all of that. So I pick that from her, and in my own personal life, I do that. Yeah. So I feel great being a part of a marriage that is 40 years. And it's really not been easy. Longevity is part of being successful in marriage, you understand, although it is not the hallmark of a successful marriage, but it is part of it, you understand. Yeah, so I feel great being a part of this marriage, and I feel great, especially for my siblings. I cannot be more grateful for having the kind of siblings that I have. Yeah. And let's see. Yeah, I cannot be more grateful for the kind of siblings that I have. I'm so grateful for my sisters. I'm so grateful that I am the third of four. I'm the last girl. So I saw my sisters make some mistakes, and I saw how I could correct them in my own life. So I am so grateful that I have sisters I can even learn with, not just learn with, sisters that are open enough and are very transparent enough to teach me and to tell me the things that I should not do. My sister to be like, Omobi, no, we made the same mistakes, don't do this thing, don't do that thing. So I feel really great. My family is a close-knit kind of family. We are each other's back. Even when we quarrel, we know that we don't have anybody else aside ourselves. So we look out for each other. We love each other so much. We are each other's back. We would, if we need help, we would have first of all asked ourselves, or burdened ourselves, or taxed ourselves before we reach out to our outsiders. You understand? So our family is really close knit. I miss my sisters. We're in different continents in the world, and I miss them. I really miss those times I used to go to their houses. So I'll be like, be well done. If you are taking my clothes, you must exchange. You must give me this. And my second sister is always like, my second sister will not mind. She'll be like, my second sister she will just give you everything. So sometimes I take that as an advantage, and I baby her, because I'm their baby anyways. And I take from her. You understand? I can take as much as I like. You understand? From her. Yeah. So I really love my sisters, and my brother, I love him too so much too as well. My brother is an amazing young man. I really love him. He's a great guy, and yeah. We are just a very close knit family. Yeah, we are very close knit, and I'm grateful to my parents for ensuring that we have this tie, we have this bond that we share. Like, seriously, we are so close knit. We have this. There was really no favorites amongst us. And if you ask me who I am closer with among my siblings, I would say nobody really. I think I've studied the strengths and the weaknesses of my sisters, and I know, my siblings rather. I know who I can meet for different situations. If I need to steal something, for instance, I will go to my second sister, because she gives me the open check to pick anything I like. She'll say, "Well, this is my wardrobe, pick whatever you like." But if I need to exchange something for something, I don't like this bag, but I want to give it out, you understand? I will meet my elder sister, who would say, "Well, before you take this, or no, you must give me this, you must give me that. You can't just take my things." And because I'm a firstborn doesn't mean that all of you should just be carrying my things like that. So that is the way I see their personalities too. Yeah, if I need counsel, if I need somebody to just give me direct counsel, I know who to meet among them. Even I think I'm close to anybody. I understand the strengths and the weaknesses of all of them, and I work according to their strengths and their weaknesses. Is there anything I would like to share? Not exactly. I would just like to say that I love my sisters and I love my brother and I love my parents. I'm grateful that I'm in the family as because I exist as a human being now. I'm grateful that I come from the family that I come from, and we've not had it rosy. You understand? All every time we still quarrel with, but we know that we still have it. We must have each other's back. We are still there for each other regardless of what we go through. So yeah, this is saying happy 40th birthday to my mom and my dad. Thank you for all of the things that you do. Thank you for the privileges that you gave us. Thank you for the things that we saw that you did, the mistakes that you helped us to learn from you, how you coached, how you taught us, how you coached us, how you helped us to become confident people, how you helped us to become valuable people, loving people in the society, not just being good children, but even being good sisters, good mothers, good people in the society, good friends. And this love, these qualities that you've given to us has extended to our workplaces, our homes, our friends and all of that. So yeah, so this is me signing out. Omobi number 3 of 4, and I'm popularly called Omobi Sticker. Yeah, in the Stickable family, I am the Omobi Sticker of the Stickable family. Yeah, so take care and kisses.
Hi guys, it's your girl Ikekwe Mama. Okay, so on the 16th of April will be my parents' 40th wedding anniversary. I want you to click on my YouTube channel and listen to the video I'll be putting up there about the Stickable family. I would think Stickable parents have sustained their marriage for the past 40 years. So I'll be talking, my siblings will also be talking. So that's going to be different stories from various perspectives. So I think it's worth listening to, right? Okay guys, see you then. Please don't forget to subscribe and send the link to your friends and family. Thank you guys, love you as usual. Bye.
Hello, my name is Tolu Olatunji, me Adeyemo. I am the sister to Onikekpe Oluwaseun Ibiyoye, me Adeyemo. And I would like to talk about the 40 years of my parents' wedding anniversary, what the marriage has done for me, personally. Generally, there are a whole lot that being a child of the Stickable family, because that's what we call ourselves, has done for me. And especially nowadays that marriages are, they are easily cut short. They are not, couples don't stick it out to stay as long as this, staying 40 years married. It's a great ordeal in our generation, but I would say this marriage produced me, first of all, because I'm the first child of that union, and to God be the glory. If not for their union, my parents, that Omobolanle and Folashade Adeyemo, coming together, then I wouldn't have been born. My siblings too wouldn't have been born. 2, I also learned perseverance, and this is one of the things that I've used in my personal life and in my marriage. To God be the glory. This year will mark, I think, we got married 2009, so that's like 14 years, probably, in marriage, and God has been faithful. So I learned perseverance. I learned how to be patient, how to trust God for your needs. My parents are parents that despite the fact that they had challenges, they chose to stay with each other. And I know that marriage is a choice, generally, because you could use your shortcomings, you can use your challenges as an escape route. It could be an escape route for you to want to file for divorce or get separated. But my parents stuck together, and they're still sticking together, despite challenges, you know, when we are taking our vows, it says for better, for worse. And I believe that this is an example of what it means to stay in marriage, in sickness and in health, for better, for worse, you know, in good times and in bad times. This is what that vow means. Because to tell you that the most important thing in life is change. Change is the most important thing. I mean, the most constant thing. And so, over the years, my parents have evolved, they have changed, even physically, you know. The looks my parents had while they were younger is different from what they look like now. Their goals have changed, their ideologies have changed, their perspectives have changed, you know, and they've chosen to stay with each other despite the changes in political seasons, in geographical locations, professions, and you know, and they've chosen to stick together. So I would say that this majorly is what has kept me as, you know, a person, and then it also makes me sit, you know, and reflect, you know, in my own marriage when I face challenges, that no matter what challenges we are facing, it's not big enough for us to call it quits. You know, with God being on our side.
Welcome back to my channel, guys. My siblings have talked. It's now my turn to talk. So how did my mom and dad meet? Many years ago, as my dad told us, he traveled down home to Nigeria, and his parents were telling him to go and meet this particular family, which is my mom's family. And at first he said he was adamant, but you know, after a lot of persuasion, he went. And he said he met my mom's parents, you know, they were talking and they were like, oh, will you meet her first child, our daughter? And they went to call mom. And he said he saw this slim, pretty damsel. He said, I can't remember, I think he said she was wearing a brown gown or something. And she had a red belt on her waist. And he said, as he saw her, you know, slim figured, pretty, he knew that no, this girl is not going to let her go. And that was it. And that was it. So if you talk about my mom's temperament, when you say a volcanic eruption, that's mom. You know, she's a choleric, you know, strict, a no-nonsense woman, a go-getter, you know. People who have worked with her says she's a Margaret Thatcher of her time. And if you talk about my dad, he's an iceberg. Just describe him as an iceberg. You know, he's cool, gentle. You know, he's the kind of person that when you push him to the wall, you know, he's going to dig that wall and create a comfortable place inside that wall. You know, that's how his patience level is. You know, so like they say, opposite attract. So mom is, you know, choleric, dad is melancholic, and I think the two together have, you know, built a very strong relationship, you know, marriage and all that kind. And it makes me believe that, you know, opposite attract. You know, it makes me believe that opposite attract, because I always have this feeling that if mommy married her type, you know, there's going to be a lot of inside the marriage. And if daddy married his type, you know, it would have been quite boring, you know, marriage that might not achieve much and all that. Okay, so let me start with giving this beautiful story that happened in my family. It's a true life story. Okay, many years ago, my siblings and I were already mature, quite mature, and I was in uni. My siblings were also in uni. We attended different unis, but you know, when you have this general public holiday, maybe Christmas or something, you know, everybody gathers. So during this time, mom was in the kitchen cooking, and our daughters, as usual, you know, we were all around, you know. Mommy is she has this way she pampers her children, you know, despite the fact that she trained us well, you know, she has this way she pampers us. So we are around, to run little errands, but the little errand was as good as nothing, and it was just a family, the dining room, kitchen attached together, so dad sat in the dining room, some of us sat in the dining room, some in the kitchen, and we're all talking, gisting, the way it is, and while mommy was cooking. So mom and dad were talking about something. I can't remember what precisely, but I think they were trying to analyze the situation. Something that I think an event they both attended together. So mommy was insisting that I think somebody was there or something, and daddy was like the person wasn't there, and you know. So mom was getting agitated. No, he was there. He was there, and daddy was still like, no, I don't think this person was there. And with mommy's agitation, she went to daddy. Daddy was having his breakfast. Daddy always has his breakfast very late anyway. So mom went to him. He had a bowl of cereal in his presence, and she was like, this person was there. Daddy was still like, no, I don't think the person was there. I can't recall the person being there. And in mommy's agitation to explain, like, I mean, this person was there. She lifted this bowl of cereal and dropped it back. So as she dropped it back, the cereal, you know science students, law of gravity, splashed up and back into the plate. So in the process of splashing up, it stained daddy's glasses, it stained part of his nighty, I mean his coat, his he had not had his bath, so he was still in his robe, so his morning robe, and the table, the newspaper he was reading, and it was just a mess. It was a mess. Mom, seeing what she had done, she just walked back into the kitchen, and everybody was quiet. My siblings and I looked like, are you serious? This is happening? Dad didn't say anything. He just picked the napkin on the table, removed his glasses, cleaned it, cleaned this the table, the newspaper, and everybody remained quiet for the rest of that period. So mommy finished cooking in silence. She went into her room, and we all sat down with dad on the table, and daddy was like, you see this, if a man, my dad said something, and that's what I want to draw in this story. He said, if a man cannot learn to keep his anger, he's going to beat a woman silly. So he said, given this instance now, if he lays his hands on mom, everybody will be like, oh, doctor, you beat your wife, this, that, and even if she was wrong, he would have been more wrong. So he said a man has to have a lot of patience. And like I mentioned, remember I said we were already in university. So these are couples who have already spent a very long time together. You should assume that, oh, the better, the longer you stay, the better it gets. Good, the longer it gets. But I'm just trying to say that in marriage, issues can happen anytime. You just have to play the gentle dove when the other person is playing when the person is wrong. Two wrong, like they say, two wrongs don't make it right. So I learned from daddy, and daddy went on to talk about saying, look, in marriage, at the time, when you meet the person, the love is going to do you gish and all that, but make sure you marry your friend. And daddy was talking out of experience. He told us that it's not every time you wake up in marriage that you feel like you are in love with this person. That's just the truth. Sometimes you get, why did I even get married to this big-nosed man, I didn't get married to this big-nosed man. I didn't even know, I didn't know he had this. But once there's friendship, you remain friends, irrespective. When you have issues and all that, you remain friends. So missing my parents over the years, 40 years, I found out that it's friendship that keeps them. I forgot to mention the end of that story. So daddy cleaned up. It was a Sunday. So daddy cleaned up and he went for his road trip meeting. We all went our own separate ways. In the evening, we all had, went to do whatever it is we wanted to do. So in the evening, we all came out again to watch TV. And that was mom and dad sitting together, talking, laughing. And myself and my siblings look at each other like, when did these people solve this issue? When did they sort out themselves? So once we were thinking, this is the peak of it. Hey, daddy and mommy are going to fight forever. And they came and, they were laughing, talking, and we're like, husband and wife, they sorted out their issues. So that's just one to show you how mom is choleric, type, and how that is, the melancholic type, and commitment, having at the back of your mind that, whatever it is, I'm here to, I've seen my parents go through sweet times and bad times together. And when I mean bad times, I'm talking about financially, when there was really nothing and, they had to pull their resources together. I mean, I'm talking about when I'm talking about bad times, I'm also talking about, difference in their temperaments, like the story I gave, when mom has it all, she's all, angry, and daddy is very calm, he doesn't say anything, and that thing used to provoke mom. Mom would say, is it not you we are talking to? Is it not you we are talking to? And that just keeps quiet because he knows if he talks back, he's going to cause more issues, and I just like their combination. That is very explanatory. Okay, in our family, Daddy was the one that talked to us about, he had 3 girls before he had his last boy, his only boy, his last child. So he was the one that mentored us about womanhood. He talked to us about what, the changes a woman has in her body, menstruation. He was the one that talked about what it was to fall in love, what it was, to be kissed. you guys laugh. Yeah, he really told us what it was to be kissed, how you feel when you are being kissed, what true love was. He was very involved with our relationships. Yeah, I'm serious. He knew boyfriends before I married my husband. He knew all of them. He had one-on-one conversation with all of them. He encouraged us to bring our friends home. I remember, when I started my period, as a young girl, he sat me down. I remember him sitting me down on his study table to talk about, how a woman, would get pregnant. He had to explain these things to me. And before he did that, because he was working out of the state at that time, before he did that, mom had already told me that if you touch a guy like this, like if you physically touch a guy, you're going to get pregnant. So, and I was very close to my partner in school, so I had to demarcate our decks, like, that's your side, this is my side, I don't want you touching me, I don't want to get pregnant. And it was when dad came back and explained the... So I'm just trying to tell you that my mom was very strict. The fear of mom was the beginning of wisdom. And if you ask, we girls from my family, they will tell you that being, very firm in life, had a lot to do with mom, because, the fear of mom was just the beginning of wisdom. Mom will tell you that if you get pregnant, she will step on your tummy, each of the baby's legs will come out from your nostrils. That was mom. So that was mom. But dad was, very, very, very explanatory. So when mom was hot, and we ran to that. So that was basically like our haven. It was like our solace, our hiding place. When mom was, ranging. That's it with our parents. So there was a balance. There was this balance. And if you ask my siblings that who do we like most out of our dad and mom, I'm very sure each of my siblings would say that they love each for certain reasons, not like they love one more than the other. Because if I look at my life, there's certain areas that I know that mom was very useful in my life, and certain areas where I know that dad was very useful. When you talk about the relationship part, the emotional part of me, the psychological part of me, dad was more useful. But when you talk about my aspirations, my goals, my vision, my career, my academics, instilling discipline, that was, mom. Mom was on that part for me, and I'm sure for my siblings too. So I just feel that they were just a balance, they were a balance for us. And I think marriages should be like that. There should be a balance, you know. I'm not saying that, when your husband is saying something in the presence of your children or outsiders, you know, you should be against him. No, no. My parents never did that, They supported each other when they spoke to us, when they speak to outsiders. But I'm sure in their bedroom, they then come and correct, they then come, they then correct themselves, so, but I just want to say that they were just a balance for us. And irrespective of anything, I feel that, couples should stay together, um as long as there's no domestic violence. I never saw my dad beat my mom. No, I never saw that ever, apart from, verbal tantrums, apart from that, and basically from mom, because mom was, the, very, very choleric type. And I think as individuals, we should strive to just stay in marriages, find that marriage is not about, a roller coaster, the mushy mush feeling about love, and the way fairy tales tell, what marriage is about, the happily ever after kind of stuff. you know Marriage is to be worked on. You work on yourself, first. You have to be ready to compromise. You have to be ready to compromise. You must be ready to go way of give your 100. Give your 100. And when you know that something is not beneficial to the other person, I think you should be ready to drop that thing. It's not about how you feel most times. It's about, how the other person feels. I've learned that about my parents. I've seen daddy, go through, keep his pride, because he wants the marriage to stand. And I've seen mommy too, stay with him, because she wants the marriage to stand. And I think that should be it for us. It should be beyond, staying because of the children. It should be because of companionship or friendship, having a friend, someone to lean on, someone to talk to, someone to be your shoulder, in days when things are a bit, gloomy. So basically, that's it. I hope you learned from my story and my siblings' story. And hopefully, you join again for another discussion on this channel. Thank you for listening all the way through to the end. Kindly subscribe, and if you enjoy this, send to your family, send to your friends. Thank you all. Don't forget to drop your questions if you have any comment section. If it's about this or any other question, I could just decide to talk on it. Okay, guys, bye.